because, first of all, we have to open with welcome to the lobby.
Right. Welcome to the lobby.
So, welcome to the lobby.
Welcome to the lobby.
Let's all go to the lobby. Let's all go to the lobby. Let's all go to the lobby to get ourselves a treat.
That works. That works.
Yeah.
Not bad.
Welcome to the lobby.
Not bad for a little first run.
Yeah.
Oh, look at that. You already got your sandals off. You're just kicking it on the little Foot Locker center table.
I like your little setup.
You like my setup? Yeah, it's
your,
nice,
your
isn't it?
setup's nice here. And
It's like...
It's comfortable and
It's my own lobby.
Uh-huh. I like it.
And,
I like your lobby.
And I've got this little, like...
here's, and Michelle and I talked about this. We wanted to go all over the place and just visit lobbies.
Oh, God. Lobbies where? Like...
lobbies everywhere. Everything has a almost everything has a lobby. You've got a lobby in hotels. You obviously you've got lobbies at movie theaters. You've got lobbies at
the original lobby.
Well, you've got lobbies at some restaurants. You've got lobbies at doctors' offices and dentist offices, and you've got lobbies everywhere. There's a lobby everywhere.
There's a lobby everywhere.
Now, not all lobbies are fun lobbies.
What are the not so fun lobbies?
Well, I would consider a dentist at a doctor office.
Oh, good Lord,
I wouldn't consider those necessarily fun lobbies.
Those are hell lobbies right there.
Yeah, well, they could be good lobbies too if you're going there to get well.
Well, yeah, who's excited when they're at the dentist office? Who's like, yeah, I'm getting my teeth pulled today.
Well, if it's going to make you feel better, I mean,
Yeah, but the dentist office still sucks. Actually, well, no, Actually, usually, if you go to the dentist for anything crazy, they'll just knock you out, so you shouldn't...
That's right. You saw what they did to me when they pulled my tooth. I mean,
yeah.
I went in there, and they stuck that needle in my hand, and we were talking about lemon trees, and the last thing I said was, yeah, I haven't had a lemon in 3 years. And the next thing I know, okay, you're done. And I'm like, yeah.
Yeah, I feel great.
I feel good. This is a good lobby.
This is a good lobby. So
this
at the
best
end,
lobby I've been in a long time.
So it becomes a good lobby at the end.
Well, that dentist trip sure did.
Wow,
the whole dentist trip was pleasant.
I just realized we never said either of our names. We're bad at radio.
Oh, well.
Well.
We're the lobby crew.
we're the lobbyists.
We maintain the lobby.
Yeah.
We are the lobbyists.
Yeah, that's right. I'm Indy.
And I'm Robin.
My mom.
And we're the lobbyists.
We're the lobbyists. And then there's Michelle's definitely a lobbyist. Kelly's definitely a lobbyist.
Yeah. There's Michelle. She's one of the original lobbyists here now. Of course, she's not over here at the moment. She's probably resting. Or
she's charging her battery. She's hanging up for the night.
Oh yeah, what is this?
Connecting to her
9.
It's 9:15.
Yeah, I'd say 15 minutes is her bedtime. So she'll be going to bed soon.
Yeah.
But
Anyways.
Yeah.
So, podcast topics. You actually asked your friends on Facebook for topics. We got one that was sex, drugs, and Skinnerd.
Yep. Well, sex was liberating, giving it up. About age 54. Yeah.
So you've been sober from sex?
Been sober from sex for about 5 years now. Don't regret a minute of it.
You're so sober from sex you can barely say it.
Oh, Lord. Nothing wrong with sex. Love it. Great. But for me, boy, it was liberating giving it up.
Yeah. Well, I mean, you kind of cut some dicks and assholes out of your life as a result.
Totally.
Because then when it's, especially when you just kind of like give it up like that, you start to realize who your real friends are and the ones that just want sex
Well, and you
or
know,
anything
when
like that.
I was raised in the teenager, that age, in the 70s, and also raised by a family who believed that you, as a woman, you should always be attractive and always please your man, because the whole objective in life was to find a man and settle down, have a family, blah blah blah.
That's not the objective in life
Well,
for
I'm
for
a
women.
single white woman. I don't need no man.
I'm a strong, independent black woman. Don't need no man.
That's right. So,
yeah, you like that one.
I do like that. So, giving up sex for me was liberating. I don't recommend that for everybody,
Yeah.
but it worked for me because, it was liberating because my whole life revolved around sex. So it was liberating. What was the other one? Drugs?
Drugs.
Oh, marijuana.
I think, well, not just marijuana, but I think all drugs should be legal.
Well, here's something I don't
I'm
think...
just going to throw that on the table.
All right, well,
anyways.
I don't know about that, but that's okay. Here's my thing about marijuana. Here's my thing right now about the whole medicinal marijuana thing. Okay, first of all, I don't think a lot of people realize that CBD hemp oil is legal in all 50 states. It's not illegal.
Now, what is that for people who don't know what that is?
CBD hemp oil is made from the stems and stalks of hemp plants, not marijuana plants that have a high THC content.
Right.
Made from hemp plants, largely from the UK. I mean, everything that is produced in the United States comes from the UK. The plants are grown there, the oil is initially extracted there, and then it is shipped here, and it's refined here. And it's legal. But we're not talking about pot. We're not talking about marijuana.
Right.
We're talking about
hemp.
And the reason it's legal is because it doesn't have the THC content is so low.
Yeah.
That it's
it doesn't matter.
It's barely traceable.
Right.
So all of that is coming from the UK. Even Colorado, dispensaries, if it's CBD oil, to make it legal to be able to dispense it to all 50 states, it has to come from out of the country. So that's something a lot of people don't know about CBD hemp oil. If you're wanting to try it for, medical ailments or whatever, you can get it legally.
Now, how does that fall into the argument with how does that fall into the marijuana argument? Because it seems like you've already made a point that it's not marijuana. So why is it a factor in the? It
is. It's just the chemical makeup is different. The chemical makeup in hemp is high in cannabinoids, whereas the chemical makeup in marijuana that you smoke to get high off of is high in THC.
Right.
Which is, psychotropic.
Right.
So that's the main difference between hemp and marijuana. And if you're looking for the medicinal marijuana that cures stuff, like seizures and cancer and stuff like that they're claiming, then you want to get the CBD hemp oil because it has the highest concentration of CBD, and that is what is considered medicinal about marijuana.
Now what do you say to the stoners that smoke weed every day and think that is that still, I guess, healthy if you have cancer and or not if you have cancer? Let's back up a little bit, but all the things that people are claiming is beneficial, to smoke weed. Some of them almost sound like stoners trying to just help along the legalization.
Well, and
battle.
I think they are. I think there's a huge portion.
I think there's some of the stuff that benefits from smoking marijuana sound like a lot of bullshit. some of them, you know.
I agree with that. I totally agree with
And
that.
I feel like the medicinal stuff you're saying is the stuff that does that, but it's not the same as the weed
Well, it doesn't
that
get you high.
people smoke. Yeah, they get to get high.
However, with that said, pot does help with certain, smoking it does help with certain things. It helps relieve stress.
Oh, for sure.
It helps with glaucoma. If you have glaucoma, which is pressure in your eyes.
Mm-hmm.
Smoking it does have certain medicinal properties. Eating it has even more medicinal properties.
Why is that?
It just the way it gets in your system, the method of how it gets in your bloodstream.
Oh, okay.
But as far as really the true curing medicinal
Stuff that cures cancer.
is the CBD hemp oil. It's
Right.
coming from hemp. It's not coming from marijuana.
Right.
And that is legal in all 50 states and many countries
Well, that's good.
except Canada. Canada.
Oh, come on, Canada.
Canada.
Canada, you're doing
You need
right.
to get it together.
You're doing right. You're doing so many things right.
Come on, Canada.
There's so many things that Canada's doing right, but come on.
Look how many people you could be helping.
Come
on. Let's get it together.
They're trying to really fight the marijuana thing in Canada, just like they are in the States, aren't they?
The states are going to weaken, and they may end up legalizing pot on a federal level before all the states come around.
Who knows?
That could happen, and it wouldn't be a bad thing. It would be a good thing because it's ridiculous.
Piss a lot of people off, but yeah.
Well, there's so many people that smoke it. It's just ridiculous.
Well, there's so many people that smoke it, and also all of the health benefits as well that we just mentioned is.
Well, that's already
something
legal.
to not
though.
be ignored anymore. Well, yeah, of course.
That's already legal, though. However, here's the deal. And this we have got the most stupid legislatures on the frickin' planet in this damn country.
Yeah, they're pretty dumb.
If you grow the hemp, we're talking hemp. If you grow the hemp in the United States and manufacture it into products, it's illegal. But if you import
if you grow it.
Yes, if you import it from another country, then it's okay.
That's dumb.
Well, that is the stupidest thing I've ever heard of in my life.
It's like how it's legal to be high, but it's not legal to be in possession.
No, we're talking hemp.
I know we're talking hemp, but I'm giving another ridiculous example.
And hemp used to be legal. We used to make rope out of hemp here. I mean, they used to be
yeah.
a bit...
They said in the 30s or 40s, or hell, maybe it was the 20s, that there was a big New York Times article, and on the front page it was talking about how hemp is going to be the next $1 million cash crop. It was going to top all the big ones. It should have been, yeah.
Well, here's the thing. We waste, and get this, people, we waste a ton of oil making plastics, and we don't have to because we can make all those plastics out of hemp, and they'd be biodegradable. Now, if that isn't greed at its best, because how we got away from the natural biodegradable to what we've got now.
To the shit that's out there now, yeah.
Yeah, floating in our ocean, killing our oceans and our waterways. We aren't disposing of the plastic. It's
Right.
everywhere. Well, that's just nothing but greed. There are good things and bad things about capitalism, and probably the biggest evil of capitalism is greed.
Oh,
Because that's why our country is in the shape it's in right now, is because of greed. Capitalist greed. And, it's going to kill the planet if we don't do something. It is going to kill the planet.
Oh yeah. But I think I'm optimistic about that because I think there's going to be I think things are going to change and turn around because there's so many people that agree with this and understand that, and I think the number of people that are waking up it's growing, and I don't think it's going to be tolerated for much longer.
I hope you're right, and I hope it's
hope
your
I'm right, too.
generation. I but your generation and the generation under you that turns it around.
The generation under me sucks right now.
Well, I gotta agree with you.
But they're
because
young.
I gotta tell you,
Everyone's young right now.
Some of the rudest teenagers I've come across have been lately in this generation. Boy, I tell you what, I want to knock their heads off. But anyway, other than that, it's.
But they're all young. They're all young,
Well,
like it's a matter of
your
time.
generation.
It's just the thing is that it's just a part of it is the culture, the young people culture right now, because you grew up like your teens and 20s in the 70s, right?
Yep.
I mean, you grew up in probably one of like the golden eras of American culture. We're not in one of those eras right now. We're in kind of a shitty era culturally when it comes to like mainstream art. Even film too. Like, I mean, there's still great films that are coming out, but you also get these shit ones.
That's because people's creativity is being suppressed.
It was being suppressed, and it's also being taken advantage of. You find one person that's got something good or whatever, and they'll milk it and advertise it and fuck with it and manipulate it, whatever it might be. You know what I mean? Especially with films too. But I digress. You're picking stuff off the floor.
Well, yeah, things fell on the floor. I picked them up.
I have to get to the real lobby. Gonna go watch the new Planet of the Apes film.
Well, that'll be fun.
Yeah, I was able to find the new one, or the Rise of the Planet of the Apes on the internet. Watched it. Now I'm gonna go see Dawn, because Dawn of the Planet of the Apes looks awesome, and Rise was really good too. Yeah, it surprised me how good that one was.
I remember the original too.
Did you cry?
What do you think?
That's guaranteed yes.
But of course I cried. But now when I say that,
I mean, I
cried when I saw them later in life, because here's the deal: I never cried ever until after I had you.
Oh man, I did it, huh?
Totally. And now it's been making up for a lifetime of not crying.
Oh Jesus.
Because
I really hope that doesn't happen to me, because I don't cry during movies at all.
Except
for a handful.
I was not a cry. Did not cry till after I had you.
Until I saw the movie Up. Oh dear God. Oh man, if you saw the opening scene of Frozen, you would lose your shit. I almost cried in the theater. There's been a lot. I've had a lot of almosts, but there's only been like 3 or 4 films that actually made me cry. Up, the opening scene of Up. Don't ever watch that. You will. No, you will melt. Everyone on the internet that's listening is nodding their heads in agreement. You'll die. Even the opening scene of Frozen 2 was pretty sad. I saw that in theaters. I'm just sitting there, just like, oh God. God. Do some push-ups, Annie. Do some push-ups. It's okay. We're good. Whew. Because that one took you on a bit of a ride, because it seemed all innocent and cute at first in the first like 5 minutes, and then shit gets real, and it's like, whoa, okay, here we go. But 4 seasons of Game of Thrones, not 1 tier. That show is just too badass.
Huh.
Usually the people that die in that show, I usually have it coming.
Did you see where I saw Camelot on Project Free TV?
Really?
Yes.
God, I wish that show would come back.
Oh, that's right. They discontinued it.
Yeah, there isn't going to be a season 2. That horrible cliffhanger ending at the season finale.
That just sucks.
That's going to hang for a while. I mean, unless
I saw that thinking, all right, I can see the rest of it.
Yeah, no. I know it sucks, doesn't it?
Why'd they cancel that?
Funding.
Such a cliff. Oh, are you serious?
They yeah. Well, and
are
also,
you sure it never came back? Because we lost that channel. I downgraded.
Well, we looked it up on the internet. We found I can't talk. We found articles about it.
Oh, you did.
Okay, I did.
Damn.
Yeah, they went under. They couldn't afford it, and apparently, like
Boy, network needs to pick that up.
Well, yeah, because they already kind of ran their budget in the ground in season 1, because it was really expensive to put on those sets, and the wardrobe was really expensive. Everything about that was on a pretty high budget for just a TV series like that. Even though it was on Stars, which is the same program that shows Spartacus, Spartacus got more popular because Spartacus is way more brutal to the point where it's kind of like almost cartoonish. The amount of blood and amputations, it's like
that won out over that great story content on Camelot.
They're still running Spartacus. I think they're on season 4 or 5.
What is wrong with this fucking country, man?
I gotta be on season 5 at this point.
What is wrong with this country? I mean,
have you seen Spartacus? There's nothing but...
I don't care to lead toward violence like that.
There's nothing...
Such good story content.
There's nothing... Well, the story... Actually, I got really into season 2 of Spartacus. It was actually the season that Spartacus was not in. Like, that character was not in season 2. But it was just about the gladiators and all that, and going through their training and almost like touring. Because they were like the rock stars of their day. And it was pretty interesting to how they describe that. But yeah, it's very brutal, and you guaranteed you will see boobs in every episode.
I don't care. I would rather see, what was her name? Morgana?
Yeah.
Was that the one in that one?
Or her name was Morgan. Yeah.
It was Morgan.
Morgan, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was the one that came out all pregnant.
Oh.
Uh-huh.
I would much rather see
She's an awesome actress. She's in the sequel to 300, which I have. She played one of the main villains in that film too, and the film was kind of hokey, but you just gotta love her. I forgot what her name was, but
Wicked.
She's awesome.
She was so wicked in that part.
You would like Game of Thrones.
Oh my
I think
God.
If you like Camelot that much, you'd probably like Game of Thrones. I mean, you could probably get past...
I liked the whole King Arthur thing, you know. I just thought it was...
Game of Thrones is... Well, yeah. See, that's the thing, because Camelot is obviously King Arthur and all that type of stuff. But Game of Thrones is more along the era of... what's it called? Like the Roses... crap. Or like it was near the Crusades, and I think it was like called the Era of Roses or something like that.
The Rosicrucians?
I guess so. Yeah, I think
they came out of that era.
That's what Game of Thrones.
Sure about that.
That's the era that Game of Thrones.
But
is modeled
I do have
after.
a friend who knows about. I have a couple friends that know about the Rosicrucians that may post something under this when I post this podcast.
Probably.
They'll straighten it out for me. So.
Yeah, Game of Thrones is really good though. It's got a lot of talent.
Well, it sure is the talk right now.
Yeah.
Everyone's talking about it.
Oh yeah. Oh hell yeah. Well, it's the number one downloaded show off the internet. It's the number one pirated show basically. Like it's in the millions. And the whole Game of Thrones crew, the whole world knows about that. Game of Thrones doesn't give a shit because they're like.
Well, see, here's what I thought. Here's what's really confused me. I thought it was a game.
No. There was a game that came. There was a game that no, it was a book originally.
What is it?
It was a book.
So what is it now?
It's a series. It's a TV show. It's an HBO series.
Oh, it's HBO.
HBO. Yeah. So they can do whatever they want on HBO. That's why it's so brutal.
That's why I've never seen it. It's on HBO.
Yeah. It's a good show though. It's really smart. It like there's a lot of good talent on there. A lot of talented actors. You know who Peter Dinklage is? Midget. Not to be offensive.
No.
Really? Never heard of him? He's like, I think he's an Academy Award. I know nominee. I don't know if he's ever
maybe
won.
Maybe I saw him.
Actor, yeah. He plays a main character in game. He's my all-time favorite character in that show. He's awesome. But it's so well written. It's really well written.
Okay.
And everyone dies. Every character you like, at some point they will die. In a horrible way.
Well,
I'm finding out.
I don't want to see that then.
But no, it's worth it. You have to trust me. It's worth it. It's such a good show. It's like Camelot, but just different characters.
Well, it doesn't sound like Camelot at all.
I guess it's not, Mom. I guess it's not Camelot. It's better than Camelot. That's what it is.
Well,
Have people listening to this like, what the hell's Camelot? Everyone knows what Game of Thrones is.
Well, there's some people out there that probably started watching Camelot and are just
as
disappointed as we are.
I know. Well, because I mean, even though Game of Thrones is better, doesn't mean Camelot was bad. Camelot was a great show.
Camelot was badass, and God, that cliffhanger was just where it took your imagination was just off the chart.
I like how they altered the stories we love so much about King Arthur and all that. The whole story about the Lady of the Lake was genius. That's my favorite episode. That was my favorite episode because after that whole thing,
well, yeah, it's like
Merlin comes back and he tells the story we all know, and that's what got recorded in history. You know, that's what maybe that was like, this is amazing. You know, and what the reality was, according to that show, was a pretty dark reality of how King Arthur got that sword.
Yeah.
That was a really dark reality.
Yeah, and you know, since they could go that direction with that show because it's legend.
Yeah, exactly. Which is and so
it was very creative.
Yeah,
you know, at first I thought, oh, you're going to change up King Arthur. You're going to mess up everything.
They did.
But they did change it up, and they didn't mess up anything. They made it better.
It was great.
They made it really.
Oh, and the whole arc between Arthur and
they really made it more believable, if you want to know the truth.
Oh yeah, well, I mean, they had convincing characters, you know.
True. Well, they made it more
human,
more along human nature.
Yeah, because the whole arc between Arthur,
right?
What was his name? Leontes and what's her name? Guinevere.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Guinevere had green eyes.
That was that, and that's almost what that arc in itself is pretty much what would keep you coming back for more, because you're like, you know, it's going to get exposed, and you know it does, and you know, around the end of the season, and you're just kind of like, you know it's going to blow up at some point, because it's not like, you know, with all that they did, there's no way that could be kept a secret for long, especially with how horny Arthur is for Guinevere.
That's true. That's very true.
It was awesome.
Well, this is kind of an experiment, you know.
Yeah.
And not real sure where it's going to end up. Could end up anywhere.
Could end up where, Mom? You're really leaving me hanging here.
Am I drifting out of the lobby?
You really are. You're drifting out into space is what's going on.
I'm drifting out of the lobby. It must be time to exit the lobby.
That's right.
Is it exit lobby time?
It's exit lobby time.
I see the exit sign flashing.
Yeah.
It's time to exit the lobby,
Time
people.
to exit the lobby. Thanks for joining us in the lobby as we finally opened our doors to the ether and internets.
And we'll probably be back. Because I'm sure I have something else to say. Probably much better than this. I don't know.
You never have anything to say, Mom.
I'm going to listen to this. If I don't like it, I'm not going to post it. But I may like it.
Okay, well.
But I may not.
She may or may not like this, people. You better hang on. I don't even know what's going on.
But it's time to exit the lobby.
Without further ado, yeah, that was fun. Well, bye, everyone.
So without further ado, we'll see you next time at the lobby.
We'll see you next time.
Let's all go to the lobby to get ourselves a treat.